In this video, we're going to take a look at the WNBA and the 5 worst contracts and the 5 best contracts. We're going to go through it and those players that are good value for money and those ones I think are a bit lacking. I'm not doing this to be mean. I just find it interesting who got value, who didn't get value. Back to Sports may owe a team an apology. Before we start, if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving the video a like. Okay, let's get into this. Now let's be nice and start with the best value contracts. We'll go from 5 to 1, with 1 being the best bargain out there. So number 5, Alana Smith, she is on $150K per season playing for the Lynx. Currently this year, she's averaging 9.5 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, and shooting 47% from the floor, 3-point line 31%, and she's taking 4 attempts, and her effective field goal shooting percentage is 55%. Now, how does this translate to on the court? Well, the Lynx currently have the best record in the WNBA. They obviously, in her first season with the Lynx, they went to the NBA Finals and just missed out on a championship. In terms of her plus minus, she's plus. In 2024, she was plus 9.7. This year, that is down a bit as she is minus 1.3. But if you take a deeper dive on the numbers, with her on the court, their offensive rating for the Lynx is 111, which is damn good. Their defensive rating with her on the court is 98. So with her on the court and her off the court, they are still really, really good. At number 4, I have Lee Yaru. She is currently on $66K. She's averaging 6 points per game, 4.7 rebounds, shoots 39% from the floor and 39% from 3, and takes 2.1 3-point attempts per game. And you say those numbers aren't fantastic, but her overall plus minus when she's on the court, she's plus 9.2 on offense, she's plus 4.7 on defense, minus 3.4. They give up 3.4 less points when she's on the court. Her impact has been big since she's been traded to Dallas. Prior to her going to Dallas, they were 1-11. And since she's been there, now I know it's not all due to her, but they've been 8-9 with her in the lineup. At number 3, I have Akoa Makani. She is on $66K now. Back to Sports has made a lot of videos making fun of the Phoenix Mercury, especially the Jim Pittman regime as him as GM, as they made bad move after bad move. And I was doubtful of the Nick Urin GM Nate Tibbetts combo, but they have been great. So they are right, I am wrong, and this is a great pickup on their part. That Urin found Makani in the French League, signed her to a free agent contract, and then Tibbetts was smart enough to put her on the team, as she's averaging 8 points per game, but more importantly, she's just been really, really efficient and good. Shooting 45% from the floor, 3-point, she's shooting 42% with an effective field goal shooting percentage of 55%. Her on-off, she's plus 15.9. On offense, they score 110 points with her on the court versus 98 when she's off. On defense, they give up 99 points when she's on the court and 103 when she's off. Just a fantastic find on their part. Number 2 is Leonie Fibich, who's on $68K for the New York Liberty. Now, some Cheryl Reeve might raise a bit of a crooked eyebrow to the Liberty and if they're doing some skullduggery under the cap, but you certainly can't deny that Fibich was a heck of a find on their part. She averages 9.3 points per game. She shoots 58% from the floor, 51% from 3. She takes 3.1 3-pointers per game. Her effective field goal shooting percentage is ridiculous, 72%. And not surprisingly, her on-off number is very good as well at 15.1, which is second best on the team, just behind Jonquel Jones, who is plus 18.4. Now to number 1, which is the rookies, or players that are on the garbage rookie contracts. Angel Reese at $74K, Caitlin Clark at $78K, Aaliyah Boston on $83K, Paige Beckers and Kiki Arieffin, and then Sonia Citron. Now, I point out to Sonia Citron As if you take a look at her numbers, she's averaging 13.7 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, 2.3 assists. She's shooting 44% from the floor, as well as 35% from three and a 51% effective field goal shooting percentage. Now, one of the reasons I mentioned Citron is that leads us into the most bad contracts or the worst contracts. And I feel bad about the first one at number 5, but that is Ariel Atkins, who's getting $200K. And to be honest, she's not a bad player. She's plus 7.7, her on off. Her offensive rating, or Chicago's offensive rating with her on the court, is 103. When she goes off, they drop down to 88.7. Defense with her on, they give up 113. When she goes off, it's 106. So that's not great. But overall, her numbers are okay. 13 points per game, 3.1 rebounds, 3.5 assists. She shoots 42% from the floor with an effective field goal shooting percentage of 48%. The reason I crush this contract is because she's never been cored. Chicago traded the 3rd pick to get her, which effectively was Sonia Citron. And Atkins is a really good, solid player going in her 8th year. But if you have a chance to land a Sonia Citron and you miss out on that, because effectively their numbers are almost identical, except Sonia Citron's going to be on the garbage WNBA rookie contract for the next 4 to 5 years, where Ariel Atkins, you might have to core her next year to keep her, and you're definitely paying 170, 180 plus to definitely keep her versus Citron, where you can get them on the cheap. And I think it's really important to take advantage of that. And I think Chicago missed big time on that. Number 4, I have Dejanay Carrington. She is on $200K, and just the numbers are not there. She's shooting 34% from the floor. Effective field goal shooting percentage is 37%. She's minus 9.7. And offense and defense are both worse with her on the court. So on offense, they score 100, the Wings do. When she goes off, they score 105. On defense, they give up 111 points with her on. And when she leaves the court, they give up 5 less points at 106. So I don't think that was a great trade with the Sun. They also have another bad contract, in my opinion, which is Tiara McCowan, who's on $201K. Now, I should make this clear. This contract was given to McCowan by Greg Bibb. At the time, he had a choice between going after Marina Mabrey, re-signing her, or going for McCowan, and he chose McCowan, which wasn't a good choice, although I've got to give it to him. He got a king's ransom from the Chicago Sky for Mabrey, so I can't crush him too bad on that. You take a chance. It didn't work out. And her numbers aren't awful. She's minus 1.9. Defense, she gives up 111 with her on, and they go down to 107 when she goes off the court. But her minutes are being basically stolen by Lee Yuru. And her numbers, 5 points, 4.7 rebounds. She shoots 50% from the floor with an effective field goal shooting percentage of 53%. So her numbers are comparable to LaRue. The big difference between Lee Yuru is that she can shoot from outside and sort of spread open the court. Now, the Dallas Wings, in terms of bad contracts, are going for the trifecta, as I have Arike Ogumawale. Her numbers are a little bit down this year. She's averaging 14 points per game, where usually her career average is 17.5. And that's not really the issue. The issue, which has always been over the course of her career, has been efficiency. Like, she's never had an effective field goal shooting percentage over 50%, and this year is no different. She's always been able to shoot the three and had an average over 30% on the three-point ball. And this year, she's shooting 32% from three, but from the floor, it's a career worst 36%, and her effective field goal shooting percentage is only 43%. Now, the worst contract in the WNBA is Jewel Lloyd. She is on $249K. The Las Vegas Aces recently traded for her, and it has not gone well. Just recently, she's come off the bench. Maybe that will get her going, potentially to improve her numbers. But currently, she is averaging 10 points a game. She's shooting 36% from the floor. Her three-point shooting, much like Arike Ogumawale, is good at 35%. She rebounded from last year where that was down a bit, and her effective field goal shooting percentage is 45%. On off, it's not tragic. It's plus 2.8. On offense, they average 102 points per game when she's on the court versus 98 when she's off. Defense, they give up 105 points with her on the court, slightly less with her off at 104 points per game. And as I mentioned, those on-off numbers aren't terrible, but the Aces, their bench is so bad. The starters have to have a really big impact, and she hasn't done that. I think Hammond's hoping to throw her to the bench to help improve the bench because their bench has been horrific during this year. Dana Evans hasn't worked out. And I did a video on the Aces recently. I have my doubts about Nalissa Smith and if they should have given up a 1 for Smith. If you're interested in Becky Hammond's GM moves, then check out this next video. But that's it. Those are the 5 best contracts and 5 worst contracts. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great night.